everybody. Mike Bledsoe here from Barbell Shrugged podcast talking about Open WOD 15.1. We're here at CrossFit Lucadia here in Encinitas, California, and as you can see, the crowd here is electric. It is just off the chain crazy. We just got to watch Rich Froning and Matt Frazier throw down for 15.1, and we're going to tell you all about it. But first I want Doug, he's going to explain exactly how the WOD is to be performed. Doug, go for it.
Thanks, Mike. Open WOD 15.1 is 15.1 and 15.1A. Back to you, Mike.
Thanks, Doug, for that super insightful look into 15.1 and 1A, I think. We're going to pass it over to our coaches at Faction Strength and Conditioning. We have former Games athlete Mike McGoldrick. We have Shireen Benz, Alex Macklin, our flight weightlifting coach, and Mr. Chris Neon Don Moore. Chris, are you there? How is it in Memphis?
We're doing good.
What was that, Chris?
No, it's great. Yeah, everything's great here.
Awesome. What tips do you have for us?
All right, everybody, we are here with some tips. It's that time of year again. The 2015 CrossFit Open begins tonight with 15.1. We are here to give you some tips to help you perform super awesome, fantastically well, and dominate. I am joined tonight by Mike McGoldrick, Barbell Shredded coach, and legit CrossFit Games athlete. Show your abs.
No.
You won't do it? Okay. Trust me, there are abs there.
Off season.
It's the off season. I'm also in the off season. I'm 100 weeks out from the next CrossFit Games try.
There won't be a clean and jerk in the open, they say. There won't be a max lift in the open, they say. Wrong.
Wrong. David Gross, head coach here at Faction Strength and Conditioning in Memphis, Tennessee. And of course, you will know that backwards hat from that fantastic flight weightlifting guy, Alex Macklin, weightlifting coach for Barbell Shrugged.
With the fun dip.
We're going to start off. Mike, tell us about the workout. What can we expect, man?
All right, guys, this year's first workout, quite a bit of a surprise. Not so much really, though. I think we eventually saw it coming. 15-minute clock. You're going to do 9 minutes, as many rounds as possible, 15 toe to bar, 10 deadlifts, and 5 snatches. As many rounds as you can get in that 9 minutes. As soon as that 9 minutes is up, your 6-minute clock starts to find a 1 rep max clean and jerk. A 1 rep max ground to shoulder to overhead. You know, any way you want to do it. So 15 minutes total, 9 minutes here, immediately into 6 minutes here, your total time right there.
Boom! Dave, how do we go about preparing to do this workout? Where do we start?
Well, first you gotta start with your food. I'm gonna recommend that you eat one small meal 90 minutes beforehand. Your protein's gonna be 4 ounces of fish or chicken. You're gonna have a higher carbohydrates, so a cup of white rice will do you just right, and a little bit of almonds, probably about 6 or 9 almonds to start.
How much gravy in this meal?
Donuts?
No gravy,
no donuts,
no fun dip.
Fun dip?
I'm sorry,
no
guys.
Cheese sticks.
No cheese sticks. No cheese sticks. Well, if you want to do any kind of good in this workout, keep all that stuff out.
Skittles.
Yeah, maybe Skittles.
So it's a light protein, scoop of rice,
Yes.
simple light meal.
WOD for fuel fire packs. Paleo power pack meals.
A bump of cocaine. What else do we need to know, Dave?
Okay, so for your warm-up, I'm going to make this very simple. It's going to be a 5-minute airdyne. You're going to ride slow for 50 seconds and really hard for 10 seconds just to get your heart rate up. That's going to be the first 5 minutes. Then you're going to go into 4 rounds. Each round is going to be 10 kettlebell swings, going to be 10 sit-ups, and single snatches. You'll do 3 single snatches at a moderate weight. Work up to 115, work up to that 75 pounds. Don't overdo it. Then you're going to go prep your toes to bar. If you have trouble kipping, do not try to kip on this workout. Go right to singles. Mike will show you that later.
Yeah, I think we got a small clip of it here.
Enter a small clip.
And then after you get done with that, we're going to build to a tough clean and jerk. Good luck, guys.
What does tough clean and jerk mean specifically?
Not a 1 rep max.
Not a 1 rep max.
Something's gonna give you a little bit of resistance, show you how that bar is gonna feel coming back onto your shoulders, and then big stomp up front. Alex is gonna show us how to do that.
Question:
Yo.
Is it okay to PR your clean and jerk in the warm up if you feel good?
No.
Yes, it is okay. Because you may not PR in the workout.
That's the warm-up and nutritional strategy. Back to Mike McGoldick for our strategy 4, 15.1, the 9-minute AMRAP. Take it away,
Thank you, Chris. All right, let's talk a little bit about pacing and some strategy on how to break up the reps. So we just saw the 2 fittest men in the world start off with unbroken sets and their toes to bar. They both did 15s for the first like 3 rounds. I think Rich broke in his 3rd round and Matt in his 4th. So that was like 3 or 4 minutes into the workout. So the 2 best in the world showing you that they had to break it up after a couple of rounds might give you some hint to go ahead and start breaking it up early, right? Let's say you get 6 rounds of this. That's 90 toes to bar total in 9 minutes. That's a lot of toes to bar to do. Half the workout is toes to bar. Do not be afraid to break them up in the beginning. Actually, break them up in the beginning. All right, so, but in terms of strategy, all right, well, how do I break them up? Do I do 8 and 7? Do I do 5, 5, 5? Do I do 2s? That depends, but I would start with something that I like called descending reps. So the difference would be, let's say intuitively you would want to do, 15 reps. So let's do 5, 5, 5, right? That's 15 total. I'm a big fan of doing something called descending reps, 6, 5, 4. It's just a little bit easier on you mentally because you do a 6 and you're like, okay, I got to do 1 less now. Now I did 5. Okay, now I got to do 1 more or 1 less than that.
You see the number going down.
Yeah, it feels better mentally. It gives you some break, and then keep continuing that on even to the next part. So you've got 10 deadlifts. You don't have to do all 10 deadlifts unbroken if you're not comfortable with that. Do it, 5, 3, 2 or 6 and 4. Just play with it a little bit and always make it easier on yourself. So there's no point in doing 2 sets equal if you can do 1 easier and then, or 1 harder and 1 easier.
Word.
As far as snatches, I just saw those guys on the live stream, Rich and Matt, do unbroken the entire time. I don't think they broke the snatches once. They went touch and go the whole time. Then I also just watched 2 buddies of mine do it who broke the snatches from the very beginning, and it helped them a little bit. It just flat came down to the toes to bar. One of the guys was having to do singles on toes to bar. So I don't really see him making up a lot of time on the touch and go snatches. If you're not comfortable with touch and go in 115, this isn't the time to learn how to try and do it. It's just going to make it harder after that many toes to bar. So don't be scared either to do, a quick snatch, single, drop, quick snatch, right back to it. Just chase it. Stay on that bar. Again, you can also do something like 3-2 if you are comfortable with touch and go in the snatches.
So say this is the time to focus on what you're comfortable doing and not trying to do something brand new out of the box so you think it might help you now. Stick with what is comfortable, what you know is going to work, and keep a solid pace. Right?
Exactly, because if that doesn't work, you've always got 2 or 3 more days to rest and try it again.
And we will get to that, a strategy for repeating. Anything else for the AMRAP, Mike?
Well, once the AMRAP's done, I want to talk a little bit about how to set up for the clean and jerk. So,
Alex Macklin, get on over here, son.
Not yet.
Oh, man. Dang. The density.
Okay, so now that we're done with the 9-minute AMRAP, we've got 6 minutes left to find our 1 rep max clean and jerk. How long do I rest? How much weight do I do? Do I start adding plates on? Do I do 1 rep right away to kind of feel it out? Again, that depends on your skill level, how comfortable you are with a clean and jerk. But what we did see was, I think Matt rested about 90 seconds before he did his first attempt, and Rich was about 1:45. So you have roughly 90 seconds to 2 minutes until you can get your first attempt in to be pretty comfortable. I also just watched 2 other dudes who are not Matt Frazier and Rich Froning rest about the same amount of time, and they were pretty recovered. I'm not saying anything bad against them, but Matt and Rich have 2 of the best motors in the world, and these guys don't have 2 of the best motors in the world. They rested about the same amount of time and were pretty recovered. They actually got better at their clean and jerks as it went on, and I think they both did about 4 or 5 attempts. So 4 attempts each. Yeah, sorry.
4 attempts. Get it right on the record.
3.5. Okay, so to sum up, rest about 90 seconds to 2 minutes, get your plates on, and then get your first attempt in. One more thing that you can try is if you're not comfortable with how your grip's going to feel and if you're not that skillful with the clean and jerk, I say go right to the bar, rest about a minute after your AMRAP's done, and try 1 clean and jerk just so you feel comfortable and you remember how to do it. You get the motor recruitment going and everything feels pretty solid and you're confident.
Confidence is key. Alex, you want to join us for some technique tips now, homie?
All right, so first thing I'm going to suggest you to do when you do these snatches or these cleans is use the hook grip, okay? So The hook grip, remember, you take the thumb around the bar and wrap your fingers around your thumb. That's gonna create a nice secure grip. Okay, that bar is not gonna, especially when you're fatigued, you're gonna be able to hold on to that bar and move the bar as efficiently as possible. Also, with the snatch, make sure that you keep the bar nice and close to your body, okay? You wanna keep the bar very, very close to your body. If that bar comes away from you like this, okay, it's gonna be a lot harder to lift. You're not gonna get as much leverage. It's gonna be much, much more difficult. So when you go to snatch, make sure that when you go to turn it over, you try to punch up as aggressively as possible, okay? So punch up, push your body down underneath the bar, use your legs. That's what's gonna help you move the bar. If you're using your arms, you're just gonna fatigue way, way faster, okay? Use your legs are strong.
What an awesome point, Coach.
Yes, yes!
We're all like,
I love it!
God, what a good point.
All right, so for the clean and jerk, take your time on these, all right? Get set up, all right? Get in your start position. You've got plenty of time. Take about 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes. Get set, get your belt. Okay, get set up on the bar. Keep that bar nice and close to your body. Get in all those positions and clean the weight. Now, should you power clean or squat clean? If you power clean, it's not gonna be as much weight than as you squat clean. But if you're comfortable power cleaning, if that's what you're better at doing, do a power clean.
So anything that allows you to lift more weight, now's the time to do the proven thing, right?
Right. So if you are better at power cleaning, power clean. If you can squat clean more, squat clean. Wear weightlifting shoes. Keep them on for this WOD. You're gonna want to use them. They're gonna help you.
They do make life easier.
Any other points, Alex?
Yeah, one more point. So for the jerk, so when you get set up for the jerk, when you go to clean, okay? Make sure you get set up for the jerk. Don't rush that jerk. If you rush that jerk, chances are you're gonna miss. Take a big deep breath of air. Take a big deep breath of air, and then drive and push your body underneath that bar. Lock out. Nice and hard.
How many deep breaths of air are we taking?
At least 5. At least 5 deep breaths.
How many beep deaths for air?
Take a deep breath of air, deeper. Fuck, man. Alex, what's the soundtrack you roll for your heavy clean and jerk?
How many people?
What do you recommend for these people?
Clean and jerk?
I personally listen to Rick Ross, but you know, that's mine.
Our coach recommends to you, if you want to maximize performance in a clean and jerk, Rick Ross played at 11.
All right, here's a couple of tips on toe to bar and what height bar to set up, and then I'll get to deadlifts here in a second. So I'm gonna cover this real quick. We've got other technique WOD videos on toe to bar videos, so check those out if you wanna know more detail on proper kipping. But for now, I'd recommend grabbing a bar that's low enough to where when you hang from it, your toes do hang off the ground so you can get a full kip in, but also not too high that you have to jump continuously because, again, this workout's half toe to bar, so you don't wanna be jumping up to a bar that's too high. And second, when the time comes and you have to start popping out singles, even Rich Froning was doing singles at the end, you wanna have a bar that you can kinda like run and walk into so where you can go, you know, kick your toes up, walk back, and pop out singles that way. If that's too high, it's gonna make that a little more difficult to pop out quick singles. As far as deadlift, you saw these guys opening up with the switch grip or the mixed grip, however you want to call it. Alternating grip, right? One hand overhand, one under. I recommend that the whole time. The bar is not going to want to roll out of your grip if it was both hands were over like this. So switch the grip. It will help save your grip in the long run throughout the whole workout.
You might not want to use the hook grip because it might wear out your thumbs a little premature. Would you say avoid the hook during these?
I say if you're not used to using a hook grip with a deadlift, probably don't want to try it now.
Again, nothing new tonight.
Yeah. And again, you're in the middle of an amrap, you're breaking up a lot of reps. If you don't like it, just drop it and reset. Not a big deal.
Mike, I got a question for you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, little girl.
How will weightlifting shoes affect your deadlift technique?
Excellent question. Michael?
They won't affect your deadlift technique that much. They will raise your heels up a little bit, so you might feel like you're forward a little bit more. So just practice that when warming up. Because in the long run, it may lift you up a little bit, and it may add some extra weight on the toe to bar, but you're not going to want to change shoes if you're used to clean and jerking in those. So if you don't clean and jerk in them, there's not really much sense in wearing them because you're not having to squat snatch, you're not limited in ankle range of motion when you're in the bottom of an overhead squat. So if you don't need them for clean and jerk, I don't think you need them at all.
And we cut to Mike's face. thought it interrupted.
Oh, you knocked the wind up. All right, and then one more thing about the clean and jerk. When you're done with the 9-minute AMRAP, you put your weights on, you're getting ready for that first attempt. Be ready for it to feel really weird. You need to fully commit to it, pull the shit out of it, stand up as tall as you can, and throw everything you have at it. After that, you'll start to settle down a little bit, your nervous system will chill, and you'll be a little more ready for the later attempts. But that first one's gonna be the weirdest one, so just be very ready for it to be kind of a shock. All right, so a few more tips on the clean and jerk once you're done with the 9-minute AMRAP is, look, remember that first attempt is gonna feel really weird. Your body's tired, you just got doing a Metcon, your forearms are blown up. Just be ready to throw everything you have at that first attempt. Make sure that you are ready to fully commit, whether it be completely open the hips, stomp hard with the head through, throw everything at it, and hit it with full confidence, just so you don't have any missed lifts. All right, and then another thing, when you're changing the plates, other than having the plates out and ready and a game plan on what numbers or what plates you're gonna put on for what weight you wanna try, consider different methods of putting the plates on and off, because if you're hunched over, you're tired, and you're like leaning on it, it's gonna waste a lot of time, your hips are high in the air, you're having trouble breathing. Find a certain way that's comfortable for you to change weights. Be perfect. You have to be perfect. We only got this much film left. He can't wind it up anymore. K-Star's gonna have his out any second.
Oh, I know. There you have it, folks, 15.1. Those are some tips that are gonna help you perform really, really well. If you have more needs of things.
What? I want to go home and eat!
Those are some tips that are going to help you perform much, much better. For more information, head on over to barbellshrugged.com, sign up for the newsletter, check out the technique wides we've got linked below for some extra tips. Alex, anything else you want to add, man?
Yeah, so if you're still struggling with weightlifting, make sure you go grab our free Olympic weightlifting guide at flightweightlifting.com, or you can click the link in the YouTube video description box below, or go over to barbellshrugged.com in this blog post and click on those links.
We're gonna make it all pretty and obvious. There you have it, folks. Until next week, train hard, believe in yourself.
Hey, hold up. What about your hot tips?
Man. Oh, shit! Oh!
Man, am I supposed to, you want some hot tips? You think they're ready for some hot tips?
They're ready for some hot tips.
Just the tip.
Man, I guess we could do some hot tips. Oh man, that feels good.
Chris's hot tips for the ladies and the fellas. Chris's hot tips for the ladies and the fellas.
Man, fuck. My head feels fatter this year for sure. I thought actually the neon might be a little looser, but I don't know, man. I don't get it. Like, most of the cake I've eaten this last year has been completely paleo. Fuck. Before we do anything, let me make sure. Last year I ate a lot of cake, and a lot of people tried to rip off my cake eating technique, man. And I will say, the key thing when you're slamming cake, commit. Get your throat open. Like Christmas, you looked hot, baby, but the mouth could be way more open, way more commitment. Christmas, take note, baby. Let's see if you can keep up this technique. This cake's a lot more thick than last year's cake. Pretty sure there's some cake in my throat still. Without further ado, folks, the tips for 15.1. These are pretty hot. First things first, let's talk about the elephant in the room, drugs. There's always controversy, especially now in CrossFit. Are drugs involved? Well, they should be involved. My tip to you, fundamentals first. Get your pre-WOD dose of stimulant on. C4, I hear a lot of the kids, they post about that on the Instagrams these days. Explode, a classic. You go old school, you can just chop up a couple no-dose pills and take a quick bump before your WOD, although that is a bit risky. I'll just say one thing, a word of advice. You've had plenty of pre-WOD stimulants when your urine runs bright yellow or orange. If it goes to red, you gotta be careful. You might have blood in your urine. Your kidneys are shutting down. Back up. Hot tip number 2, always a very critical point. Look, you can have the nutrition down, you can get your drugs in your system, you can have your strategy for clean and jerking and all that, but you gotta have the right tune. So we could do gangster rap, we could do rock, that's all been done. I recommend something fresh this year. Go EDM, electric music. I would recommend the band The Glitch Mob, the album Drink the Sea. Turn off all the lights in your gym, put on all the glow sticks you can, Don't be afraid to get a little weird. If your friend offers you some spicy, weird tasting, tangy lemonade or something, drink it down. That's gonna make this workout all the more fun, I promise you. And the third and hottest tip this week, cheating. Hey look, we saw tonight on 15.1, Rich Frowning's still looking good, man. The abs are sexy and chiseled, dripping with sweat, looking great. But guess what? Rich Froning is not gonna be the champion of the 2015 CrossFit Games. You know who might be? You. But I'll tell you what will not help your chances, playing by the rules. I recommend you consider cheating. That's right. And how can you cheat in the easiest and most sly way possible? Slip yourself on some jean shorts underneath your Lululemon shorts or whatever you're wearing. What is that? Take a tight pair. They gotta be tight. Cut them off high, not so high to where your testicles hang out or anything, but pretty high. Sneak those in underneath your shorts, and guess what that's gonna do? When you go down to catch that clean jerk, the jorts are gonna squeeze down on your thighs and your taint and whatnot so tight, it's gonna propel you right out of the hole with that PR clean jerk attempt. And you, my friend, you will have the upper hand. I think that's a pretty good start to hot tips, ladies and gentlemen. Again, we talked nutrition this week, strategies to work out, whatnot. We talked some drug tips and all that, but I do actually want to leave you with one serious tip. I'll share the words of the great American sage, Bill Murray. And I'll paraphrase, of course, because I've had too much cake to have my brain work normally. But what he said is, you will do your very best in anything, life, work, or 15.1, when you are as relaxed as you can be. Have fun, enjoy yourself, and we'll see you back next week for 15.2. Join the conversation every week after the episode over at barbellshrugged.com. This is also where you'll find new episodes of Barbell Shrugged, Technique Wad, Nuggets and Pearls, Barbell Business, Get Change, plus new articles every day on our daily blog, written by us, guests of the show, and some of the biggest names in strength and conditioning. So, go there and leave a comment now.
Oh my gosh, wow, that's so cool. Yay, that's so awesome.
Did you like this video? If so, subscribe to our channel and share this with your friends.
And if you want even more free, awesome resources to help you reach your fitness goals, plus some updates that we only share over email, head over to barbellshrugged.com and sign up for the newsletter.